Hi, this is Nicole with Homeschooling with the Riveras. So last video, we kind of updated you on what we were doing for our first grader going to be second grader and his curriculum, and giving you a Mott Media update and what we're doing. We love Mott Media. You can check out that video. I'll link it. Now I was going to go over what we're doing with our preschooler who is 4. It's changed a little bit. We've kind of reversed directions. So I just wanted to show you some of the resources we're using and what we were doing and what we're doing now. Okay, so this is what we started with at the beginning of the year. We were doing a Learn to Read program because my oldest just took to reading super fast. And I figured, okay, we'll just do the same thing because I had only done this one time, and the oldest learned really well with just doing sight words. And I didn't use this book with him because I didn't know about it. We just kind of made flashcards, and he learned word by sight really quick, and by the time he was 4, he was reading he was able to read a chapter book. So it wasn't like a little kid's chapter book, obviously, but because it's comprehension. But I knew I needed something more of a system because I have 3 now. So systems help so I don't have to think. So I got this Learn to Read with Easy Peasy book. You could do it online for free, but I wanted to do it offline. And so we started this, and it was going well at first. But then we hit a snag, and I realized, and my husband and I both realized, that our second-born didn't really have a firm grasp of visualizing what his ABCs look like in multiple different fonts, or even in one singular font. So we decided, okay, we're going to pause reading. We are going to go back to the Easy Peasy, which I already had, the preschool workbook. And I had just gotten this for him just so he can do something while I was teaching my oldest, and he kind of just scribbled in it. But I went back online. You can print some of these you can print this for free, but I had bought the workbook. And I had printed off the ones that he'd already scribbled on. And I went ahead and put it in a notebook for him. And I also got these ABC dot to dots for him so he can start recognizing his letters in different fonts. And these are for numbers. Our kids love dot to dots, so I figured that would be a good way to do things. So I went ahead and put a bunch of these pages. I'll show you what this is in a moment. But a bunch of these Easy Peasy pages, I just printed off and put in here because we're going to just go back. What I love about the Easy Peasy learning their letters is that each letter has an animal and a little story that goes with it to teach its sound. So the story's not in this printable, it's in the book. But like Kathy the cat, or April the alligator, which is A. She, let me see if I can show it in here. So April might look like a cool gal, but really she's a scaredy cat, which is funny because she's an alligator. She's scared of almost all other animals. It's a shame, really. Just about every day she'll see something that makes her say, ah! April says, ah! Letter A says, ah! So it has all these cutesy little stories, and there's Betty the Bee and all these stories. So I'm like, okay, let's go back. It has all this different font. He didn't really take to these pages, so I didn't really print them. But I reprinted what I needed, and I stuck it in here. There's Betty the Bee. So we can go back over these. And then for the different fonts, I got this resource from Laurel at Landakakiak. She has a preschool kindergarten program. She has many things, but she has a preschool kindergarten. It's called My First Copybook. So I purchased the My First Copybook, which comes with pre-writing strokes. It comes with the pages of ABCs, and I kind of write it for him, and he traces it with a marker. And we kind of sing the ABCs every day, and we point to what they are. And then we do numbers with her. She's got letter and number cards, and I'll show you those in a minute. And we go through our numbers because we're learning he can count to 100, but he doesn't recognize what the numbers look like. So we're going through to just recognize our numbers and how to put them together. And then she also each day has a number page. And so we take more than a day to go through this. We count the number, we say the numbers, we write a few each day, and we go through. She also has this, which teaches them how to, I think this comes with her number cards. It teaches them how to, I'll link the resources below. This teaches them how to write all their numbers. So what I did is I just made my own workbook like I did for my oldest, and I kind of interspersed Laurel's resources with Easy Peasy resources. So some days we do Easy Peasy, some days we do things from Laurel, and we go back and forth because I'm trying to just get him to master his letter sounds and what they look like. And so this is about where we're at. He gets to search for the bees in this and learn about black bears. This is from Easy Peasy. So Easy Peasy, you can print these for free. This is their preschool program. Learning about shapes. Here, kind of already knows, but just reinforcing things. And then I write him a story, and this was his picture of it. He's the second born. His second borns, I feel like, love messes. So then next week we'll pick up here. We'll go back through saying our ABCs. We'll try and copy some of them, and we'll reinforce the letter A. He knows his letter A, but here's the thing with letter A. It depends on the font. So that brings me to this resource by Laurel. She sells these letter cards in 3 different fonts. So you have like a Danilian handwriting and a Danilian cursive, which I thought these would be really cool for our first graders learning cursive. But this way, might as well, if we're gonna teach them these 2, which is print and handwriting, to recognize the A's. See, the A here is different than, I don't have these in order, than maybe a handwriting A, which is the circle with a stick. So he needs to be able to recognize these A's in all different forms. But here's print, here's handwritten A's, and this is the cursive letters. So there's 3 different ones. She has different ways to use them. I'm not using them necessarily the way that she uses them. She prints them off and has the kids like maybe glue on top of them or do different things. I don't want to do that. So I just printed them on regular paper, and then I have this like peel and stick laminating paper. And it was quite a task, and it took quite a long time, but I'm hoping to be able to get a lot of mileage out of these for our second and third born children. And either God blesses us with more than them, or pass them on to a family that would benefit from them. So they're very sturdy, but this was all $5. Look at how it's a great pal, because it does uppercase and lowercase in all of these. And then for her number recognition system, she has these cards. So numbers 1 through 30 have a number card, which also you could just print out in cards so I can have them do different activities with them. I chose to laminate. They have the words, they can recognize the word. They have it in tally marks, and they have it in like different bugs and gems and rocks and things on each card. And I thought those were really cute, and he's been enjoying that. What I'll do is I'll give him like maybe a stack of numbers from 1 through 6, and I'll shuffle them. And I'm like, okay, I'll line up maybe these 1 through 6 or these. I'm like, okay, switch it up each day. Find the ones that go with each one and put in the pile. So his thing is recognition. So this is just getting him to recognize his numbers in different forms. So this is all from Laurel at Land of Kakiak. She has awesome resources, many, many, many resources. And then this is what we're doing for him, is just getting him to know his numbers and letters. So so this is her my first copybook, which is preschool, kindergarten age. And it's every day has a page of letters. Every day has some pre-writing strokes, and they could do more down here. Every day has numbers, 1 through 30, and then 50 and 100. I also have a hundreds chart for him. And then every day it has like a build your numbers, where you can draw 3 flashcards, and you can build your numbers with different manipulatives and put them in order and find them on the number line. So there's that. And then every day has a page where you read to them, and they do a picture / oral narration of the story. So he's 4. We don't get through this whole system every day. What I'll do is, it'll probably take me a week to get through the whole thing of him just going through. We're going to say our letters every day, count our numbers, and then let's pick some of these letters to write. Let's pick some of these numbers. Let's do some pre-writing strokes, and then let's build some numbers. And one of the days we'll do a picture for one of the stories. We read stories every day, but one of the days we'll sit down and do a picture, and that'll make me take a week for me to get through. So I have that in here interspersed. Obviously this is easy peasy handwriting. So just kind of try to give him some variety so it's not the same thing all the time, because I know that he will be kicking and screaming in no time if I do that. So that's where we're at. When I'm done with what I have reprinted from Easy Peasy Preschool, I'm just going to use it directly out of this book and have him go through and do some of these activities. I'm not really into the cutting and the pasting ones, but if he really wants to, we can do them. But if not, we'll just go through what we go through. He's really catching on to his letters since we started doing the cards and this. So I don't even know if we'll have to do the whole thing, but we might just do it for the fun of it. And then once he's really grasped it, we'll move back into this. He already can read many of these words. I just really needed him to be able to recognize the letters in any form that they're written and to do them. So that's what I was using Laurel's system for. For math, quote unquote math, we're counting, and then there's the number stories book 1, which you can print off of the public domain. I have him, he's already finished book 1 and he can do most of the things in it. So he'll probably, we'll just keep counting. I don't think he's quite ready for book 2. The first grader is in book 2. That gets into like addition, subtraction stuff. But then again, maybe he is. He's more of a numbers guy, so he might enjoy that. So we shall see. We need to touch on money, so that'll be the last concept pretty much that we're going to learn in this book, which he'll pick up in number stories book 2. But book 1's great for preschool math, just getting them counting, and that really helped him learn to count. So if that's where you're at and you're just doing ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, number stories book 1 is awesome. It's free. I printed it and bound it myself. The Mom Delights has videos on how to do that. And then this is our goal to get into, let's say, August-ish, to really start learning our reading, because he'll be almost 5 then, and I know he's capable of it. We just really need to know our letters. He can tell me if I say, what does the letter L say? He can tell me because he's been listening to his brother's lessons what the letter L says. He just can't show me what an L looks like, kind of thing. I mean, now he can, but that's where we were at when we started to go back to this. So that's where we're at with the preschool. Those are the resources we're using. We are not leaving the Easy Peasy preschool system. I really like it. I really like how it teaches reading. It actually uses the revised McGuffies to teach reading, plus with a phonics program at the end. So they start with sight words first and teach phonics at the end, which is what worked for my oldest. Not so much the middle. We'll see. They do recommend that children know their ABCs and the primary sound of it. So the sounds that they teach in this book before starting this. And I guess I was just too gung-ho to move over. And so I just started this without really making sure this was cemented. So I don't know if I'm the only parent, but sometimes I get a little gung-ho with things and I'm like, oh, I'm so ready for this. But I don't really give it the proper time. Sorry, I got a toddler that's a little fussy. I don't give it the proper time that it needs to cement before moving on. So I'm trying to correct that in myself and just really make sure things are cemented before we really jump to the next thing. So that's where I'm at in the homeschooling journey, is just stop trying to rush things and just enjoy the moment we're in and make sure we really have grasped it, and then move forward when the time is right, and not when I want to, just when the time is actually right for everybody involved. So that's what we're doing for preschool now, and probably we school through the summer, so probably at least until August, if not later. And then when he's ready, we will move on to the reading. Like I said, he was already starting to read, but it wasn't progressing because he didn't know those numbers, or didn't recognize his letters. So then we reached, when we got into bigger words, it was really hard for him to like figure them out. So that's where we're at right now, trying to just take it easy and enjoy the ABCs 1, 2, 3s with him. If you like this video, like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.